Everyone feeling? I saw that you're not allowed to bully rats, which is, that makes sense. The rats are absolutely going to hate this announcement. Good morning. I've got my little dirty chai. I've got a good attitude. I washed my face this morning. Pretty good way to start the day. How was everyone's yesterday? Damn, you hate to see it. So fresh, so clean. It's pretty fresh, pretty clean. It's still dark outside, so there's that. I heard y'all had a couple of stressful people yesterday, which seems rude. Annoying. Got my last Christmas presents. Wisdom teeth removed tomorrow. Oh, rip to your wisdom. Olivia, I'm assuming that's your name. Everyone say rip to Olivia's wisdom. You had a good run. Oh, love that. Yeah, I can't. I'm going to have a short stream today because I have so much to clean today. Oh, Lord Farquaad. Love that. Love that you have already opened your Christmas presents. Yesterday, I was like, when are we doing Christmas presents? When's our Christmas present time? I'm only waiting on one of Phoebe's to come in. But I don't think it'll be here in time for Christmas because it was from a small shop and I ordered it really late because I didn't know it existed. And then I was like, I have to order this. Thank you for the support during this trying time. Work holiday Zoom party. That's kind of fun. Because then you can be like, oh, my apartment's on fire. I have to go. I'm sorry. When you don't want to be there anymore. That's exactly how it went for me. Like, why not now? I think, the problem is I love a work event. I mean, I don't have any coworkers really right now besides Phoebe. But I love, when I worked at Disney World, anytime we had, everyone bring Christmas cookies or, I don't know, any sort of anything. Have you guys seen the TikTok of the girlie who's like, I'm, so casual. I'll probably wear, jeans and, a blouse to the Christmas party. You know me. And then she shows up in this, very sexy dress with, her hair done and makeup. And she's like, oh, my God, guys, stop. I just threw this together. That's me. I hate to tell you, that's me. I have one more person to give gifts to, but I don't think I'm seeing him till after Christmas. So then you can not stress about it. A Disney holiday party would be fun. A holiday party with 6 mid-40 dudes. Hey, I hate to tell you this. There's a lot of mid-40s dudes who work at Disney World. Especially where I was. Were your coworkers still being goofy? You're right. That's true. I guess technically we're having a holiday party. You know how some holiday parties hire a band to play? Instead, you'll have me and Phoebe and Seven playing a game we've never played. That'll be your band. We're also going to put together a gingerbread house, which I think will be fun. We could also work on Canva on our, I think on the 31st we will, it'll technically be a subathon, but I think we're still going to do hourly things. But I think the things we do hourly are I had them on our wish list and someone bought them. These temporary tattoos that are Animal Crossing themed. So we could put a different tattoo on every hour. I thought about that. Tech parties are either balls to the wall, crimes being committed, or terrible. There's no in between. Instead, using funding for extremely occasional pizza parties. I love a holiday party. I'm impulsive. Put temporary tattoos on. I think it'll be fun. I think also, people really liked the karaoke. Or not the karaoke, the lip sync battle. We don't have to go quite as all out, but I think we can also do some more lip syncs. I've still got stuff saved from the last Subathon that we didn't get to do. So I think I'll probably just move those over. I was covered in Mario tattoos all over my face. I probably won't put them on my face. That's my moneymaker, you know? That's where I really shine. I'm trying to let my face dry because I put moisturizer all freaking over it, but I really want to put little... I also bought new makeup, so I might try that out. Who knows? The day's young. It's only 7:17. We can't. SP Burks, how will I pay my bills? How will my children eat? It's a moneymaker. They'd rent the whole buildings and each floor had its own DJ. That is very bonkers. I wish I was in charge of a holiday party for a company. I tell you what. I like when it's like, okay, everybody bring a gift. When I was a girly who went to the gym, my personal trainer like had all of his clients have a holiday party. And I tell you what, the vibe, really fun. We had a really good time. The presents aren't as fun when everybody is like only eating vegetables and not drinking alcohol and not drinking coffee and not eating chocolate. It would be people, so like the gifts were like some fuzzy socks, some tanning lotion, like things like that. The gifts weren't great. I think I left with like a TJ Maxx gift card, maybe. A broccoli. A single piece of broccoli. Or people would be like, these are like other people, and not that they weren't lovely, but some other people were like in MLMs, right? So they'd be like, I'm gifting you the chance of a lifetime to be your own boss. I'll pay for half the cost of you starting this business. And I'll be like, that's not a gift. If Santa left that under my tree, I'd be flying to the North Pole right now. What do you mean? The opposite of a gift, that's work. We gave Hannah her Christmas present early because of what it is. You guys all saw it because Phoebe was working on it on stream. And so we were like, I hope you like your gift. A project. I think it'll be worth it. I don't know if she's going to work on it this season, but hopefully he'll be ready by next season. That is literally the opposite of a gift. That's a terrible gift. I hope those people are all doing well. They were all really nice. I will say what I really miss, not that I have the money to ever do this again, I don't think, but what I miss about having a personal trainer is that the way that like ours worked is it would be like him and then he'd have two of us per slot. So we'd be like, so he would pair like me with someone who's like at the same level as me. So like I had a couple different people over the like year or two, but it would be like someone else who was like about the same like skill level as me, which was not very high. And it was fun because then, you know, it sucks working out. People who say they like working out, they're lying. We're just looking at each other and hating it the whole time. But together, instead of it just being me and my incredibly ripped personal trainer who's like, okay, you can lift these 15 pounds. Of course you can, Braxton. I can't. I am weak. Thus why I'm here. Working out is fun when it's over and you don't have to work out anymore. It's fun. I love being like, people who make fun of people who take gym selfies, take them. Be proud. Now, if it's your whole account, I will stop following you. I'm sorry. But if you were like, I'm going to go, and then you do go, even if it was for like 10 minutes, and you got something done that you didn't want to do, I'm proud of you. Good job. I'm going to start taking gym selfies after I jump on the trampoline. Hello. Olivia. The perfect time to join Twitch would be right after you get your teeth ripped out of your head. Mine was so awful, but it's probably the medical trauma, and it was less about the wisdom teeth removal. So I think you'll be okay. I hope you'll be okay. What I did, if anyone ever gets their wisdom teeth removed, I don't know if my dad invented this or if he Googled it, but, you know, it hurts, right? So we took, like, an old, not old as in gross, but old as in, like, no one was wearing it, it didn't fit anyone, bra, and I put ice pack in each cup, and I tied it on my head. Way better than just a little rag. Those cups were filled with ice, and they were filled with making me feel better. I was about to complain about dentists. I think it's an oral surgeon, though, that you've seen. Technically. They stole my wisdom teeth when I was 15. I was like 22. It was awful. They were making moves on my little sinuses. Isn't it absolutely bonkers that we all have, like, these teeth that we don't need? Oh, no. Okay, sick dentists suck. Everyone send Olivia encouragement. Olivia, are you going to record yourself saying funny things afterwards? Maybe it'll be your big break. I have a cousin named Olivia, who's lovely. The other thing that Olivia makes me think of is Olivia Rodrigo. My oral sister was good friends with my dad, and I was so anxious about saying weird things. My boyfriend will probably record. They tell me I won't have to get removed. They didn't grow in. I'm so mad because they just started growing in. No. It's not that common to have wisdom teeth removed in the UK. Mine are coming in. There's no space, so I feel like I'll have to. I didn't know that. Do people get their tonsils removed in the UK? Because I still have my tonsils, but Blakey had his removed, and also my brother did. In the US, at least in Alabama where I'm from, if you're the kind of person who, they say, like, just doesn't have a very good immune system and gets sick, like, every year with the flu and then again with whatever, and like, anyway, they'll take your tonsils out because they say it makes you less sick. Only if you have a history of tonsillitis. I'm from Europe and got my tonsils removed. It's quietly crying in the recovery room. Listen, it's stressful. I feel like any surgery is like the reason I don't mind getting surgery is because I'm like, wow, it must be serious if I'm having surgery. You have to really fight for it now. I think they changed the rules. I was so mad when I had to go get some teeth out. I've had tonsils, gallbladder, and appendix. And I was mad I was going to lose my non-essential babies. I don't have a gallbladder or an appendix. I do have my tonsils. I don't have my wisdom teeth. So my tonsils are all that's left. And, like, I don't think they would take them now, but when I worked at Disney World, I was sick literally all the time. Probably from working at Disney World. So I don't think taking my tonsils really would have helped, but it would have gotten me a few weeks off. A week off, maybe. Hello, good morning. Thanks for being here. Yeah. My brother got this really expensive, fancy, like fossil bag. It was ugly as sin, but it was probably like $200. It was all he wanted. So he got his tonsils taken out. And he used it. It was like when messenger bags were really cool to take to school. Instead of a regular backpack, you were like, ooh, I have a messenger bag. Oh my God. He kept it for years. It was not cute. And he thought it was cute at the time. And I also thought it was cute at the time. But looking back, it was like when it was a thing to like have, so the whole thing was like leathery brown, and then on top of it there was like cursive writing you couldn't really read, but only in like one tiny like lopsided section, and then there was like a cool really intense like picture of like maybe a cross or like a fleur-de-lis or something. It was, like, really mismatched. And, like, it being ugly was the cute thing of it, but it was ugly. It was just ugly, honestly. I had 6 wisdom teeth. Now you have no wisdom. Good luck, Olivia. Some people are born with no wisdom teeth. We have a friend who, hers are coming in straight, so they're not going to remove them. You need vitamins the rest of your life, so I told my mom and her docs didn't tell her, but said that it was true. Spicy. What kind of vitamins? I know that you're not technically supposed to have, if you don't have a gallbladder, you're not really supposed to have fried foods. You're really not supposed to have, like, uncooked vegetables. Because, if you didn't know this, like, raw vegetables are, like, way, way, way harder to digest, I guess. That's why it's, like, better if they're cooked. so that like it's easier to digest. Anyway, so I finished my surgery and they're like, you can't have chocolate or coffee or anything fried or really things with a lot of sugar. No raw vegetables, you should only cook them. And then there's like something else strange. And I was like, okay, well, I won't be doing that. But thank you. Thanks for the advice. I will not be taking it. When I got my wisdom teeth out, they only took the bottom 2 out. Some people get them done like one at a time because it like is cheaper maybe, like to spread them out if you can. Not cheaper, it's probably more expensive overall, but like you pay less at the time it's happening. Although I thought wisdom teeth removal was covered by insurance, but now that I'm realizing, now that I'm talking out loud and I've dealt with insurance more, I'm sure it's not. Because you won't die if your wisdom teeth comes in.
Yeah, you will.
You'll die?
If they come in bad, yeah, that's the whole thing. Mine were impacted, so they were infected, and I would have died.
Rip. Phoebe's not dead, though. I got them done one at a time, so I didn't have to go under. I love going under. It's probably the suicidal ideation. I love it. It's like I get to skip a couple hours of my life. Mine was partially covered by insurance. Mine was covered by Medicaid. For me, it was medically necessary because it was that or get my little sinuses sliced up. Mine were covered, but it still cost $400 and I didn't even go under. I love it too, not gonna lie. The fact that dental and eye insurance is separate from other health insurance is so wild. It's so they cannot cover it. That's why it's separate. Mine is going to get covered by nepotism because my mom's cousin is an orthodontist. You've never gone under? Listen, if you ever need surgery, call me up. I fucking love surgery. I will make it sound like the best vacation of your life. It's probably the medical trauma, and surgery is like the only time my mom couldn't intervene, so that's probably why I'm so comfortable and why I like surgery. I love surgery too. I also like, there's nothing that I love more. When I get pregnant, y'all better fucking watch out. I'm doing nothing. I'll be like, I can't. When we were driving to Ashland, Phoebe was like, Phoebe was hungry. They said, the baby wants Taco Bell. The baby's me, but the baby still wants Taco Bell. To be clear, Phoebe's not pregnant, neither am I, but... Hello. My name is Morgan. My pronouns are she, her. We were just sitting there for one of them after an hour and a half of yanking, no avail. No. If you'd like to share your name and your pronouns, you can, but also you don't have to. It seems like baby doesn't want me to move, actually. Hi, Paige. Listen, the problem is I love to say the baby wants ba when the baby is me. But I don't want people to think that I mean it for real, you know. They can't know. Oof. Every time Nightbot talks, even though I told them to talk, I'm always like, what is it? What happened? I put lotion all over my body. I follow a lot of Black creators on TikTok, and I feel like every single day I learn something I've been doing wrong. And most recently, it's that I don't put lotion all over my body after I get out of the shower. I usually put lotion on my arms before bed because I like to feel, you know, soft. But they were like, no, you have to put it on after you shower. That's the best time to do it. Krista, don't go to work. I'm the worst person to ask. I'll tell you not to go. Don't go. I know. They're too powerful. I have my little shirt tied up today. Oh my God, last night, anyone with bazongas can answer this, but last night, this is the first time it's ever happened to me. You know, like when your arms, like when you've been on your arm and it's falling asleep, and so you like go like this to like kind of wake it up. That was happening, but with my bazongas. So I was like, Just kind of helicoptering, being like, why do they feel so weird? Maybe I am going to ovulate. That would be great news. Because it smells like rubbing alcohol, so maybe lotion will come back then. My titty literally fell asleep, but I was just sitting up, like I wasn't laying on it. Bazaga neurotherapy? Like I wasn't doing anything strange. She was just like, okay, well, about to make this everyone's problem. And I was like, okay. Anyway, yeah, now I'm going to be a lotiony girl after the shower. I think maybe they gotta be big, because that ain't never happened to me. I mean, you know. Oh my god, I have to tell you guys a story. I'm gonna tell it. I won't say their name. So, this is from maybe 4 years ago. Phoebe and I were long distance. We had been dating like a year maybe. No, probably less than that. Anyway, so Phoebe has, by the way, they're not friends with this person anymore for a number of reasons, some of which are illegal. He's a bad dude. But Phoebe is a friend, so I am 23, 24 at this point. Phoebe is 21. We are long distance. When I come to visit Phoebe, Phoebe's like, you have to meet some of my friends who go to community college with them. And I'm like, okay. So we go. It's like a very small party with like, I don't know, 11 people. We have different definitions of a party because 11 people is just like a hangout and not really a party to me, but you know. So I meet this person and we'll call him Cameron. That's not his name. So Phoebe's 21, I'm 23 to 24. Cameron is 28 and in community college, which is like fine, like the way that community college works. Obviously there's all different kinds of people of different ages. It's the like get together is at him and his roommate's place. Whatever. It's important the ages here because he's 28, which is how old I am right now. He's grown. He's like, you should add me on Snapchat. People were still kind of using Snapchat back then, so I was like, sure, whatever. I add him and other people at the event, at the place on Snapchat. He messages me when I get back to Florida, and he was like, hey, LOL, I'm so drunk. And I'm like, oh, like, you know, and this is when I was still drinking, not actively while talking to this person on this day, but like I was drinking casually. And I was like, oh, been there, like, you know, are you driving? And he was like, no, oh my God, I'm home. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And like, again, this is when Snapchat was popular, so it wasn't super weird that he was like messaging me. And like the fourth or fifth message that he sent was like, hey, can I ask you a question? Which is always a red flag. Always. But I'm like, let's see where this goes. Sure. And he's like, how big are your boobs? Are you 14? First of all, I'm dating one of your close friends. Thought that made sense. Thank you, Chow. Chow? Please don't listen to me. Can I ask you a question? No. Fervent as a flame, love your name. I've forgotten about it till just now. I've mentioned it to Phoebe maybe once since it happened. I mean, I told Phoebe when it happened because I'm a good girlfriend, being like, hey, your friend's being fucking weird. And I said, like, no, and I don't think I want to talk anymore. And he was like, LOL, no, that totally makes sense, bro, blah, blah, blah. And the next day he was like, so sorry, I was, like, so drunk. And I was like, you're so drunk, and you're like, I'm going to message my friend's girlfriend and ask her how big her boobs are. Yeah, he's a bad guy. He is a bad dude. He's a bad person. But 28. Maybe 27. Maybe. But he's 30-something now. I was so drunk. When people... big yikes, but I also get so confused when people without boobs ask the question. Literally, what is the goal? I think the goal is just to put the conversation in like a sexy-ish direction. Genuinely. I don't think they care about the answer. Oh my god. I was like, what? I had a random person on the street say those are the biggest boobs I've ever seen to me at 16. What? Why are people like that? I think the other thing is when you are someone who has boobs, if you were like, how big are your boobs? I feel like, which, not that I would ever really ask someone who, not a message at least. The only time I would ever ask that, it would be probably in person if we were both already complaining about something boob related. And honestly, it wouldn't be how big are your boobs. It would be what size do you wear and what size are you buying. Are you buying expensive bras? Have you tried the sports bra from Old Navy? You know, it would be a bra-focused conversation, non-sexy. They were simply going bra shopping for their friend's girlfriend. Yes, very normal. He was like, how sexy? Oh my god. That was my literal knee. No, I'm sorry. Peaches Christ, that was my goal, except in high school I was going through something, so I did not have boobies at the time, really. Yo, bro, what's the volume of your boobies? It's because they want you to say back, like, they're blah, blah, blah. How big is your dick? And I would never fucking say that. And their response was they would follow up with prove it. Oh. Okay. How big are your boobs versus, how big are your boobs? Let's complain together. Here's the other thing, is like, and don't get me wrong, hey, we all know, I love to go to a party and dress slutty. I love it. It's one of my favorite activities. However, at the party I went to, I was wearing like, it was cold. So it's not like I was dressed slutty. I mean, again, I was in a monogamous relationship with one of his friends, so he should have respected that, but I can't wait for Phoebe to come in here and tell them that. And I was talking about how it was a weird pickup line and poor attempt at getting a photo. Just ask, homie. Proof it, I'll measure my band size on FaceTime, I guess. Too big to shop at a regular store. How's that? What a stupid question to ask someone you've seen in person. Isn't it? Show them the little Victoria's Secret sizing card done by an official boob sizer. These are my credentials, good sir. There you have it. Do you guys remember when people wore those hats that said, like, FBI, female body inspector? I feel like my parents should have known that I was gay because I wanted one of those hats so badly every time we went on vacation somewhere. I was like, that's so funny. That's so funny because it's clearly supposed to be for, like, grown men. But it'll be really funny if I, a heterosexual 13-year-old, wear it. Wouldn't that be so funny? Dear reader, she was gay. The problem is I'm bisexual, and so I needed to say, like, everybody inspector. Good morning. I thought they were so funny. They do it the way they do because then they can be like, I wasn't trying to ask for a photo. Why would you even suggest that? PPI penis inspector. They can be an emotional penis and balls. I was a little worried about that one. Morgan's sweating and homosexual. Haha, wouldn't it be so funny? Wouldn't it be hilarious? Wouldn't that be hilarious? Your knockers are too powerful. I'm excited for Phoebe to get top surgery because they won't be able to do anything for a little while and I just get to baby them, which never happens. However, hopefully we'll have a, baby by then, so that will also be something to juggle. Wouldn't it be hilarious if I smooched boys and girls just as like a bit? Wouldn't it be so funny? Now, I'm going to do a poll. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I won't do a poll. Did you guys, anyone here, I'm trying to figure out the best way to phrase this. The first time you kissed someone, and by definition that kiss was gay, were you out yet? Or were you like, haha, no. I'm just a person in college who's like so crazy and so drunk. Like, babes, come on. Come on. The closet's glass. That was V closet. Definitely. Haha, no. No, I was just having fun. I just kiss my friends for fun. The girl who was macking on every party was after 2 shots. Yeah. I was out and on a dating app. I was just a person in high school who wanted to learn how to kiss. Stop. Including the friend I kissed. Definitely was a silly, goofy mood. I'll kiss girls in a dare. Definitely not a gay phase. I was definitely intentionally queer. Quick balls, that makes sense. You seem to know what you're about. Me? It's a charade, babes.
Yeehaw.
Thank you, Char.
Face with hearts.
I was a very butch kid.
Smiling face with hearts.
I was out, thought I didn't like kissing, and then after I forgot what time it was and almost ran into traffic. The first time that I kissed a girl, I won't say her name, but she and I had known each other a long time. Long-ish. Like, maybe like 2 or 3 years. She was like a senior in college. I was a freshman in college, but we had known each other, like to be clear, very casually. I knew her through someone else. So I had spoken to her maybe 3 times before we started like hanging out as friends in college. And when we started hanging out as friends in college, I was like, I think I actually know you through so-and-so. Like, I think we met a couple years ago, and we were like friends on Facebook. So like, to be clear, she was not stressful. Anyway, and then after like maybe the first 6 months of college that I was hanging out with like her and a bunch of other people that I was friends with, she was drunk. I had just arrived and had like 1 glass of wine, which is nothing. And we were like singing some musical theater song, and then she kissed me at the end of it. And then she was like, I'm so sorry. I didn't even ask. And I was like, no, oh my God, it's so fine. It's a party. And she was like very hot. And she is adorable and lovely. I don't think she knows that it was my first kiss with someone who wasn't a man, but I was like, no, oh my God, we're both so drunk. I know I just got here 15 minutes ago, but I'm wasted. It's so normal. That was the only time she and I ever kissed. But I was like, oh my God. We're just girls being girls, OMG. For context, I am a man. Listen. Kissing girls is better. Just 2 girls kissing? Love it. How did I not know I was gay until after college? Kay, I've seen you, and I hate to tell you this, I have no idea how you didn't know. It would be so normal if we kissed again. The most normal. And I'm going to marry my boyfriend, and I'm sad that I'll never kiss a girl. You could talk to him about it. I have 2 friends who, and I don't know if this would work for your situation, but I have 2 friends who are married now. They're lovely. Both of them were each other's first, like, really serious relationship. They're a man and a woman. She, was, or, like, is bisexual. I think she had casually dated, like, 1 girl, maybe 2 before him. Nothing serious. They, were together for 4 years. And they broke up for almost a year. Because she was like, I just feel like I haven't really, like, explored all my options, blah, 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 blah. I know we're about to get engaged. I really want to, like, have time for that. And he was, like, really heartbroken, but he was like, no, that makes sense. You know, go off, and if you're still interested in this, like, I'll probably be here. But if I'm not, like, you know, that was your chance. And she was like, that's so fair. So they broke up for, like, a year. They both, like, casually dated a couple people, but nothing serious. And they got back together, like a year later, and then they got engaged, and now they're married. And I think both of them, like, feel really good about it, don't regret it, because, like, I don't know, because then they, like, had the opportunity. And so now I'm always like, hey, if you genuinely talk to someone that you, like, might marry, or about, you know, you should be like, here's some thoughts I'm having. So no one ever kissed pretty girls unless in a poly way. My first kiss was straight. Was straight at the time, very bad and awkward. My first gay kiss prior to realizing I was trans, after the friend asking, do you think it's different kissing girls? And now I'm non-binary, so all kisses are gay. I also think it's really sweet. Like, if either of us had physical needs, we want the other to get those fulfilled as long as we talk about it. Yeah. The biggest thing in all relationships is communication. You can do whatever as long as they both know. Except murder. Please don't murder. Please don't do that. That doesn't count. They're a really cute couple. I was really surprised when they broke up. And then, like, we kind of found out through other channels, like, it seemed like it was her being like, I'm bisexual. I would like to kind of explore that more on a more serious way before we decide to get married. And he was like, that sucks for me because I love you, but go off, queen. I'll be here when you're ready. And then he was. And then they got married, like, super quick once they got back together. / positive. They're really cute. They're the ones whose wedding we went to in Texas, where I got this shirt. But yeah. Does your girlfriend mind you're looking at hot goth girls on TikTok? And I'm like, she's the one who sent it to me. Literally. My biggest tip is just to communicate as much as you can. People always ask, like, how we develop such, like, the communication skills that we have, and honestly it's because we were long distance, so we didn't have an option. So we're, like, very over communicative. And then eventually, once we were together for long enough, we found, like, either, like, not so much arguments, because we don't have a lot of arguments, but, like, points of, like, discussion in our relationship. We, like, eventually shorthanded. For the most part, people, you know, honestly, like, I feel like most arguments come from, like, the other person not listening. So, I met my wife in a couple of Give Twitch stream. We could have a couple of those shirts made at least. Yeah. Listen, long distance, it is hard because you can't, like, snuggle with that person, but you are forced to sink or swim. And, like, it helps so much. Kissing people is fun as long as you ask beforehand. Like, at a party together, kissing our friends, of course. Pre-COVID, of course. I know, I can't imagine being in college right now. I don't know if I would have survived not making out with everyone I met because of the pandemic. I hope everyone who's in college right now takes a deep breath, and I'm sorry. Our best friend is still single and precious, and I wanted to find a partner who's a goof. I think the problem with that, Kay, is, like, the whole reason we didn't want to make a Discord in the first place is because we were worried people were going to take advantage of other people. You know what I mean? So I don't want it to be like, what if someone stressful is, like, secretly watching, and then they join the Discord, and they're like, haha, how big are your boobs? You know? I want to be single for now, but just lived a 7-year no communication relationship. Online classes were a no for me. Yeah. Too big. Boobs too big. You can't even comprehend them. They're so big. My back hurts every goddamn day lugging these guys around. It's hard, but somebody's got to do it. And it might as well be me. I don't know what accent this is, but I'll just keep doing it. I lost it. Pandemic college is very difficult. I cannot imagine. How do you deal with the stress when you can't kiss everybody at the bar? How do you do it? Who knows? Couldn't be me. It ain't much, but it's honest work. UK uni is basically like what pandemic? I am always stressed all the time. Yesterday, oh my God. I was so terrified in the 4 minutes that this happened that somebody was going to see me and be like, Morgan doesn't wear her mask. But I normally keep masks in my car. I've run out of masks in my car. I didn't realize that until I was on my way to do my little chores. So I went to Walmart first to drop off all of the bags. So I had to go into Walmart with no mask, just barely inside to put the bags in the little return thing. And then I'm like frantically running to the pharmacy section because at pharmacies inside of Walmarts and stuff, they like you still have to wear like because it's a healthcare setting, you still have to wear a mask. And so they always have them up front, and I grabbed one from there. Whew. And luckily for those 4 minutes, nobody walked close to me. We were all dating through the transitive property because we would all make out with each other at any given party. I need to buy more to keep in my car. But luckily, I have one right now that I got yesterday at Walmart. So, COVID never heard of her. Have y'all seen that tweet that's like, can't believe the pandemic's still happening. We've done everything from pretending it didn't happen to acting like it's not currently happening or something like that. And I was like, I feel so stressed if I forget one. That's probably the first time in a long time, though, that I've forgotten one. Because I always have one in my car. And then I usually have a backup in my wallet. And I didn't have that one either. But it's because I forgot that I dropped it on the ground. And I'll do a lot of things, but I won't wear a mask from the ground. I was the only person with a mask at the shopping center yesterday. Boo. A lot of people, still wear theirs here. Not enough. Hey, not fucking enough. But, like, I'm never the only person wearing one. Unless it's a really small store. We live in Ohio. I keep a bunch of extras in my car glove box. We usually have at least a couple, but we're out. Listen, please wear your masks. If you have places to go, please wear them. They're not that bothersome, okay? It's to protect you. Yeah, I think it's per household, Cryptid Dude. But yes, we just ordered more. Well, Mom ordered them for our house. We were talking masses of people, crowds and queues. And tell me they tested positive a few days ago. Oh my God. Thank you. Thanks, Fox and Mouse. We try. Here's the other thing. Like, at least in Oregon, it's fucking cold. So, like, the mask is also keeping me warm. I don't want to be sick. I don't know why people are like, that's crazy. And, like, I don't think we'll wear them at Christmas, so I'm a little worried about that. Because I don't know. Phoebe's family, there's just, like, a couple people who I don't trust. I think everyone's vaccinated, but, like, it's still stressful, obviously. Mouth scarf. I want to have a nice, healthy Christmas. Yeah. We'll see. I don't know. I also think if I was pregnant, I mean, it's not like my family, though, to ask everyone to. We're having a Christmas party with our friends on Friday, and we told everyone, like, hey, if you think at all that you don't feel well, like, please don't come. It'll be fine. I feel like LD word if anything's touching my face. Oh, yeah, Phoebe takes theirs off, like, as soon as we walk outside, because it's, like, overstimulating, which makes sense. Oh, I always do, Sarah. Don't worry. It's such a weird social faux pas to ask people. I know. And I'm feeling good, so that's good. Yeah, I think when I am pregnant, if there are any family things happening, and it's just because, like I'm not really worried about anyone in our house because we all wear masks when we go out, number one. And then number two, just about everyone works from home. Phoebe's dad has to go in every now and then, and he wears a mask. And then Phoebe, when they go to their job, has to go in. But they, like, everyone's in cubicles. They don't see anyone. You know. But yeah. Thanks. Because I have lab quality tests through work 3 times a week. Oh my gosh, that is lucky. Yeah, when we were super sick a few weeks ago, we never tested positive for COVID. In theory, it still could have been COVID. I've gotten COVID at least twice except for me, and I'm the only one who wears a mask, so I'm like, wonder why. Isn't it so interesting? People will tweet like, I don't think there's anyone who hasn't gotten it. And again, like, you haven't failed if you've gotten it. But like, I'm like, yeah, people who have gotten it less are the people who are wearing masks. Or who are able to stay home. Or like, if you work at a place where you're seeing the general public a lot, of course you were always more likely to get sick before COVID. You were like, I haven't had COVID in like 2 years, but I had a fucking nasty flu last week. That's the other thing. It's everything season right now. I always wear a mask and barely leave the house. Yeah, it's totally still possible to get it. That's the thing. Like, that's why I would never be like, oh, they have COVID. They must be irresponsible. Because it's not that at all. But isn't it interesting how you'll have family members who are like, yeah, I think this is like the 3rd or 4th time I've gotten it. I don't know. It's so annoying. And I'm like, do you wear your mask? Do you wash your hands? Are you trying it all? Because if so, that sucks. And it sucks anyway, but like, if you're not doing anything, I don't like feel bad that you got it, you know? Someone literally said that to me at work yesterday. Why are people like that? Yeah, it's always going to be tricky to avoid. And like they say, it's going to be essentially like the flu. Where like it's going to have a season. It's going to come around every year. Yes. My family just got from Disney, no mask. Guess what? They're all sick again. Even if it's not COVID, like that's how you get sick. Like when we were on the cruise, we wore ours anytime we were like around people. And like we were really sick afterwards. But we don't think it was from the cruise. And like maybe it was. I don't know. The only time I got it, having been my housemate who worked on the COVID ward, but gotten it 3 times since he was in the oh my god, that's so stressful. She said that we look down on people who got COVID, but she also never wears a mask. No, I don't look down on people who have COVID. I am sad when I see people who won't wear masks or wash their hands, or there's strep and scarlet fever going around where I am. That is so stressful. And still got massive side infections. Yeah. I'm going on year 2 of no strep throat. So that was a reason enough for me. I know. Veronica, I got sick with the flu and strep every, like, between March and May. Every year. From the time that I was, like, 11 through working at Disney World. Every year around that time, I was like, oh, I'm just always sick around this time. And, like, I hadn't been sick. Thank you. And that's for sure reason enough. Thanks, Evan. Keeping an eye. But I don't know. Very spicy. Yeah. Also, like keeping hand sanitizer on you. I don't know how well hand sanitizer works. I know that washing your hands is always better. But I have it. Ooh. Ghost Boy, did you read Hidden Pictures yet? Hidden Pictures is really good. It's really good. If your library has it, they might not have it because it's really popular. They're selling it at Target, though. Evelyn Hugo is very popular. It's getting turned into a series, I think. I tend to wash my hands and then use hand sanitizer if I'm not doing stuff. Do you spell it sanitizer? People recommend ACOTAR. It's a fantasy series, though. Hidden Pictures Fan Club. It's so good. It's really good. A Netflix movie. I use sanitizer between patients in the hospital. Get nitty with it. How dry are your hands right now? 1 being they're totally fine, and 10 being if I touch a piece of felt, it will naturally stick to me. They're mostly fine? Good for you. Dr. With It. I forgot! Dr. With It! Dr. Nitty to their friends. You should read Dark Matter, Ghost Boy. I just finished that one. Forever recommending Babel if you like fantasy. Yes. Babel's on my list. I haven't read it, to be clear. Microsoft is stuck on American English and puts Z's in everything, and it's so irritating to my UK brain. You didn't ask me, but I work in food, so I have what I call Velcro hands. A lot of people said Babel was their favorite book of the year. That's so funny. I didn't even think about the fact that because when I worked at where Phoebe works now, people call sometimes and they'll be like, if they're in, I'm trying to think of an example. If they're in Canada, let's say that their practice management software is in English parentheses American or USA or something like that. But they are Canadian, so their computer is in like English parentheses Canadian. The software won't open because it'll be like, hey, there's something not working. And I've always been like, it's so funny. How different could it be? But it's got to be the O's and the S's. When I worked at McDonald's, I had the driest hands ever. It was not fun. My hands were not that dry when I worked in food service. But I almost never used sanitizer. I was usually washing them. And then I also was using like lotion a lot at the time. I was also really drunk most of the time, so maybe I just didn't notice. Oh, I fucking love McDonald's. Please don't talk about ordering. I'm being so brave right now at 8:03. I'm going to try to go before this big winter storm. Oh, yeah. Get a couple things. As a dog groomer, my hands get super dry. March 2020 food service was the driest my hands had ever been. Good morning. Good. I'm supposed to be working on my reading journal. I should go get the thing to print out the books. I want a BEC biscuit now. What is... Oh, bacon, egg, and cheese. I thought BEC was the name of a... Like McDonald's. I have a reading journal. Now, everybody just tell me it's cute, okay? And it is cute. It is not the super expensive one that I really, really want that I didn't get to buy because they sold out. I'm buying that one, hopefully in February. So this one's still very, very cute and has a lot of the same stuff. So, cute. This is the one I have now. I got it a few weeks ago. It's by like Magic and Books, I think is the name of it. So what most people do with this little like shelf thing is like each genre is a different color. But the problem is I basically only read horror. So I was like, maybe I'll do like subgenres. So like fictional horror, like demonic theme. But instead, I did by what rating I gave it. So it'll look interesting. Which is a good idea. Now, it actually started up here, but I fucked it up. So I put a little sticker on top, and you can never tell. Thank you. I think it's a good idea. Anyway, what I need to work on today... Oh, you can also put your TBR in here. This is not my entire TBR. This is just the ones I'm most excited about. And then when I'm done with them... Riverman is definitely... No, actually. Oh, sorry. So one is purple, and 5 was pink. This is only the stuff that I read this year, though, because I didn't want to go back super far. There's also reading challenges. So, like, hello, Kyle. Good morning. So the reading challenges, like, this one says, like, read a book with blue on the cover. And then you write the name of the book that you did. So I read The Hidden Hours, which is okay. I think I gave it a 3. Anyway, but what we need to work on today is each of these pages. Whoa, hold on. You can put a picture of the cover of the book. Isn't that so fucking cute? Hold on, I bet I can find it and put it in chat. I think it's called Magic in Books. Yeah. This is the one that I have right now. They also sell stickers. They have a pink one. They got pink. They've got the green, which is what I got, and then they've got a black one. They are, I think, in the UK. Let me look. Yeah, they're in the UK. So I think you get free shipping if you're in the UK. Because at the top it says UK standard shipping, temporary unavailable due to Royal Mail strikes. UPS option still available. Sorry. The fancy expensive one is from the Quirky Cup Collective. A couple of people already follow them. I know, because we've talked about it. I have seen that, Sarah, but like that's so much work. And don't get me wrong, I love homework. That's why we're about to do some together. But, Quirky Cup Collective Reading Journal is literally the first thing that comes up. This is the one that I will hopefully be getting in February. The problem is that she doesn't show any pictures of the inside, but the inside is the cool part. I mean, the outside is also the cool part, but... Listen, hey, nobody fall in love, okay? This is for me. But what I'm hoping... Let's see. They're all sold out, but I should probably still be able to find one. Hold on. Let's see. The Reading Journal. Okay, so what she did for the last one that came out is she did a bundle, and it was $100. But she did the Reading Journal, a bookmark, a really nice pen, and then a book sleeve. And it's so fucking cute. Okay, Reading Journal details. I'll just read it to you. There's 40 spaces for full reviews. Quick reviews, 124 spaces. TBR list, 186 spaces. Bookshelf reading tracker for 3 years. Reading challenges is blank. Book recommendations. Library card. There's a space for your library card information. Book awards. Reading stats. Upcoming releases. Customizable contents. Color and illustrations. I don't use Notion. I have Goodnotes, which I really love. But come on. I think we all know that I'm in my lavender era, okay? They should pay me, okay? If anyone knows this girly pop, tell her I talk about this journal all the time. Oh my God. If I don't get one, I will be fine. And it's a privilege for me to say, like, I'm just going to put the $100 on my credit card and it'll be fine whenever it becomes available. If I don't have the money in my thing. It's so fucking pretty. But anyway, I haven't read the Disney What If series. And here's the thing. This is the nicest way I can put it. The Disney What If series is something I would have been absolutely obsessed with at about the age of 14. /negative. Does that make sense? Like, I think if I read it, I'd be like, man, this would have really been something I was into about 10 years ago. About 15 years ago. Just like Kingdom Hearts. Now, don't get me wrong. I probably still will play Kingdom Hearts. And I might read it someday. But, like, Also, I said this the other day. It's awkward because it's not fun. I said this the other day, but like I am someone who reads horror with like a capital H. So when people are like, "Do you want to read this thriller?" It's like I ride roller coasters all the time, and they're like, "Have you been on the fucking escalator? It's crazy." So I feel like I would read the Disney What If series and then be like, "Okay, but where's the spice?" But it's definitely written for children, which is fine and wonderful, and I'm glad everyone's having a good time with it. But I'm my only 2 reading goals next year are that my reading goal this year was 12 books, and I'm on my 13th book right now. So my reading goal for next year is only 15, I think, maybe 20. I might up it to 20. And to read the Twilight books. What are you working on?
I was gonna put a hot thing on my head for my head hurting.
You take a shower?
No, I ate a breakfast.
Oh.
Yeah.
I told everyone about your friend that you're no longer friends with when they added me on Snapchat and said, "How big are your boobs?" It was like an hour ago, but I told everyone about it. I said his name was Cameron.
Isn't that not the most unhinged shit you've ever heard of? Absolute 14-year-old boy behavior.
I was like, this man was like 27 or 28 years old.
That was like, should have been the reddest red flag.
No, but he gets worse. Much worse.
Oh, significantly worse.
That we won't get into.
Hi, babies. I have crunchy head. I have to show them the house.
Go get the house.
The house is done.
That's perfect, because I have to go get the Sprocket.
Okay.
So you hurry up and you come back.
Okay.
Pepper! Pepper, good morning.
Okay. Do you know where my hot head pad is?
I gave it to you.
Okay.
So no. Oh, what do you mean? The thing we just bought?
No.
Oh.
The hot plug into wall.
No, I don't know. I gave it to you. It's right here. It's in your little thing.
Here it is. Thank you. I think that maybe what I will do is cut up pieces of lace and sew them on in little tiny chunks. Thank you. I'm very excited. And have those be cobwebs. But I tried to embroider cobwebs and I hated it. Thank you. I'm very excited about it. Thanks. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
You got the Sprocket?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Goodbye, friends. Thanks for being here. I'll be right here being miserable. Don't you worry.
Okay. Make sure you're quiet over there. Yeah. Oh, I didn't mean to grab this whole thing. Nice. Listen. I was just born this way. I can't help it.
She's born with boobs that must be asked questions about.
I am born with boobs that must be asked questions about. The Sprocket, dear reader, dear viewer, it's a little device made by HP that Phoebe's parents have.
It's important for me to say, last time we talked about goddamn Hewlett-Packard on this stream, everybody was like, HP, it's the worst fucking place. Some people, not to name names, have fathers who work there.
He's gonna be mad.
I'm not going to dox anybody or anyone's father, but sometimes they just get either free shit from Hewlett-Packard or like very low price shit from Hewlett-Packard.
I've never heard of this, and it's really
so it's
cool.
possible it prints out pictures.
It prints out tiny pictures on
as stickers. And it's possible that you're going to say there's a way better one of those by fucking Dell, I guess. And that's fine. But this is the one that we have. This is not an ad. It's not sponsored. And you can talk shit about HP, but know that it's not really a choice that we have. All right. Okay.
I forgot to download the Sprocket app.
Oh, you silly girl.
I know, so I'm working on that. Anyway, while it's doing that, I can at least write the names down. Lots of people and businesses use them. You're so true, bestie. Okay, what are all the books I read this year? I'm excited to do this part because I think it's the most fun part. If you're just tuning in, I love to give myself homework. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Hold on, chat. Okay, I'm back. I love my Sprocket. I don't care who knows. Good. Okay, let's see. I have to sign up for Sprocket. That's fine. That's my name. That's my email. This is my less secure password. Nice. Sign up. I read physical books. Audiobooks are real books for many reasons. They are accessible to other people. They are not accessible to me. Not in that I can't get them. In that if I put on a podcast or an audiobook, I'm not listening to it. 100%. Okay, let's see. Do I do my Sprocket? Or do I do my friend's Sprocket? Let's do my Sprocket first and see if that helps. Okay. Connect with Bluetooth. Next. Oh my god. Select Sprocket. Let's just do regular Sprocket. To charge, connect the USB. What? Okay. Okay. All right. Perfect. This is going to be hard. I can only do audiobooks while I'm driving. I could probably do it when I'm driving, but I love musical theater too much to ever do that. That's why I never mind doing basically any like drive around chore by myself because I just listen to musical theater the whole time. Yesterday, I listened to the Smash soundtrack. It was actually the Bombshell soundtrack specifically. And then Spirited. My favorite cast album right this second is Spirited. I've listened to it like 4 times since Saturday. Okay, let's try again. I'm going to have to be like, Mom, I was too stupid to use your Sprocket. It says it should be connecting. Oh, do I hit this button maybe? Listen, isn't it so good, Ashley? You should watch it. My audiobooks are an excuse to take a walk. Yeah. Good Afternoon's one of the best songs. I think Do a Little Good is my favorite. Now, does it sound exactly like that song they sing in Greatest Showman? Maybe so, okay? I don't care. People will be like, all Sondheim sounds the same. All Pasek and Paul sounds the same. And it sounds good. You write a musical, you've got so many opinions. Van Wilder Christmas? Okay, but he's not wrong. Hello, good morning. Honestly, that sold me on it. It being the same people as Greatest Showman. This part of my skin is so dry. Just that. People have negative... Who was it? I think it was Kay. I could be wrong. Somebody said, like, I really liked it, but I wish it wasn't a musical. You're wrong. I wish everything was a musical. Breaking Bad, the musical? Come on. That'd be golden. This is just regular lotion. So hopefully it's enough. I love cheesy lyrics. I also feel like musicals, that's what I said. I stand by it. I'm okay being wrong. I feel like that's the perfect type of musical to have cheesy lyrics. It's because it's a Christmas movie. It's literally making fun of Christmas Carol. Like the whole time, even though it is Christmas Carol. Okay, let me try restart setup. Let's do my friend Sprocket. It's so self-aware, and that's my kind of humor. Exactly. Do you feel like my eyes look really small now that I don't have my little glasses on? Muppets Christmas Carol, another banger of a musical. Am I wrong? No, I'm literally right. So, Anna and the Apocalypse, is it a musical? I don't know what this button does on the side. Should it be turning it on? Christmas horror musical, everyone share a little win. My little one is that I'm working on my reading journal. My other little one is that Kyle's coming to visit us. I'm very excited. So do a little good. Doing what you can. Bum, 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 bum. Going back to bed, love that. Working on a 10-day vacation. Everybody has so many wins. I love this. Will o' the Wisp, I would say I'm like a moderate fan of Ryan Reynolds. Most of it is him being like so very handsome. I'm a huge fan of when men are handsome. Love that. Congratulations. $170 rice cooker for $3? Hell yeah. Absolutely amazing. Ryan Reynolds is like textbook handsome. Okay, are you saying that /negative or /positive? He is married to Blake Lively. She's pregnant right now, I think. Using a Santa mug today. Love that. Almost done making my father-in-law socks for Christmas. Cute. Oh. My other little one is that I've done my skincare every day this week. Not that you can tell, but... With their 4th child? Okay, well... Greedy. We don't even have one. Blake Lively, what the fuck?
Cancel it.
He's so handsome, but he's also like created character number 3 in a video game. My little one is eating a snickerdoodle. So greedy. That's so rude. Okay, I might give up on the Sprocket. I might just do the other parts. Get to go full-time or near it at my writing job. I can barely handle my one child. I can't fathom 4. Hello, Olivia. Did they take your teeth yet? Count your teeth. I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm giving up on the Sprocket for now. I tried to do what she told me to do. Couldn't happen. It's not happening right now.
Not to be a bitch, but did you turn it on?
I tried. I hit the only button that's on it a couple different times.
Did you hold down until it lit up?
I tried that as well. There's no lights on it.
There is.
Okay, well, I'll just do it with Mom. Oh, I know. I was just kidding. Daughter of HP engineer hates HP. Not clickbait. Working on my reading journal. Oh, that's so good. My toxic trait is giving Tommy 2 weeds and a sea bass, thinking to myself, hope my pockets are empty enough for the extra bag of bells. So true. You're so true, bestie. Okay, first, what did I give? I think I gave my most recent book a 4. Do a little good, a little doing what you can. Yeah, I gave it 4 stars. Okay, 4 stars. Let's see. 4 is going to be orange. This is what we've got so far. Look at this weird little guy on the shelf. Let's get all my pens and pencils out here, team. That's a 5. Let's see. This is 4.5. I think it's actually this one. I love to read. I just started getting back into reading this year, really. And it's been wonderful. A lot of people are like, I would love to read, but I don't have time. And it's because you're looking at your phone too much before you go to bed. Sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, I hate to be the one to tell you this. That's why. That's why you think you don't have time to read. But you do, really. Really, you do. And I hope that you start reading soon. Then we can read together. Now, I'm missing somebody. Is it this? Is it me? Am I the drama? Look, I know that's the reason. That is the reason why you think you can't read before bed. You can. Or why you think you can't read. So we've not tried seriously, but we have talked about doing a book club. The reason we haven't is because I don't want anyone to tell me what I can and can't read.
You'd be the one in charge.
No, but I don't want to I don't know. I don't want to be confined to any sort of, you have to read this before this time. Like the reason I only read 12 books this year. I'm reading my 13th book right now. I don't know. I like that I read a book and then I just tell Phoebe about it and then that's it. I always say that I want to be in a book club, but like, first of all, with what time? I would be canceling every single time we were supposed to have any sort of discussion. Goof book club where we're all just reading what we want. That's essentially what we have now. Because in the Discord we have a book, like, channel. And it's just everyone talking about what they're reading right now. And, like, getting recommendations. Which is fun. And I like. And that's all I've got right now. I said also that we were going to do a book exchange, but I don't really have time. I think Kay might do one eventually. Where they're in charge. Goof book club where you join after you've read Hidden Pictures. Just a Hidden Pictures book club. And I'm thinking of Ending Things book club. Okay, the title of the first book that I read this year was Everything's Eventual, and it was by Stephen King. I also want to try and write this as nice as possible. I think when I buy my expensive fun reading journal, I'm just going to restart wherever I'm at there. Y'all, I truly don't know how to use Discord, but that sounds lovely. I don't either. That's why we're never on it. the people who know how to use it, use it. I'm sure it was. Ooh, I should listen to it as an audiobook because I've already read it, so it'd be fine if I wasn't paying that much attention. How the fuck do you spell? Here's the other thing about doing one of these things is that I can't really spell very good, if you didn't know that. What about one stream a month that's just about books, and that's our book club? I also thought about doing that. That's kind of what we're doing right now, if you think about it. I'm so glad, Co-Peach. I've had Discord for years and I still don't know how to use it. Let's see. Eventual. I think I'm just going to write all the book titles first. So I don't have to go back and find them. Technology continues to elude and confuse me at every turn. Morgan works on our book journal and talks about books as my kind of book club. It's just going to be me talking about the books that I read, and then that's it. Instead of a book club, it's like a book podcast. Starring me, featuring me. The best opinions will be shared, they will be mine. So, sorry. I read it a couple years ago. If you ever feel like reading it, try getting it from your library or secondhand somewhere, because I don't really think Stephen King should get money for the book anymore, because it's got some stuff that shouldn't be in it. But I wanted to read it to say that I had. And I did read it, and so now I can say that I had. It was like, I don't know, I finished it. I started it when Phoebe and I were long distance in 2017. And I finished it, I think, in late 2018. Let's see if I can fit this all on one page. Okay, so first was Everything's Eventual by Stephen King. It's short stories. The next one the next book that I wrote, the next one that I read was Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Which, if you're like, everyone's talking about this book, don't read any synopses, just read it. I feel like the reason I loved it so much is because I didn't know that much going into it. You'll probably still like it if you do know a lot going into it, but... The Seven Husbands. Anyway, I'm really excited about the reading journal. Because I've wanted one for basically the whole year. But I didn't want to buy one when I first started reading again because I was like, what if I buy a reading journal? And then this is just like a 2-month phase. You know what? I think I actually started really reading again because of the miscarriage, now that I'm thinking about it. Because I would get so stressed out before I fell asleep. And so it's been nice to just read something before I go to bed. So if you're going through a period of grief, maybe read a scary book. How can you be sad when you are so terrified? It's a life hack. I'm life hacking you. You don't even know about it, you silly baby. I love knowing absolutely nothing going into a book. That's why, like, some of my favorite book talkers are people who don't actually tell you what the book's about. I just follow this person whose name I can't think of right now, but she recommended, like, I really love when people do, like, if you liked this, read this. And I really like when people do, like, this is the vibes of this book. Okay. Thanks for being here. Life hack contain the scary book. Life hack contain the scary book. And not... Oh, I see what you're saying. Contain the scary thoughts in the book. Not in real life. Do a little good. Will I ever stop singing the Spirited soundtrack? Probably not. Okay, next was The Year of the Witching, which was really good. And she's a brand new author. And I love her. It's by Alexis Henderson, I think. Maybe it's just Alex. No, Alexis Henderson. The Year of the Witching. We are doing book journal stuff now. Very excited. I mean, it is the title of stream, so I do have to do it eventually, right? I haven't talked to the person at the library. Her name is Bridget. If anyone knows the Bridget who works at our library, I pick up the books that she recommends. The one that she recommended most recently, first of all, I didn't pick up anything that... I haven't picked up any new books. I only picked up things that were on my, like, wait list or whatever. But when I went over there most recently, she was recommending, like, a biography of someone I'd never heard of who was a person of color. And I was like, love that. However, I have things I have to pick up, so I can't read that. Love that for her. I hope she's having the best day. The Year of the Witching. Did I spell witching right? I have not. Do you mean like the anime? Is there a book? I'm thinking of Full Metal Alchemist, I'm now realizing. That's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of Ending Things was the next one. Babe, I think you're in the wrong place. I hate to tell you this. I think you're in the wrong spot. I'm thinking of Ending Things was really good. If you didn't like it, that's so fair. The Blurb for House of Hunger, which is like the next... Yeah, it's the next thing that the Year of the Witching person wrote. A young woman is drawn to the upper echelons of society where blood is power in this dark and enthralling gothic novel from the author of the Year of the Witching. Yeah. Listen, I really like her. The Year of the Witching was recommended by Bridget. And then The Return was the next one recommended by Bridget, and it was really good. Bridget is someone who works at my local library who like puts, they have like a section of the library that's like recommended by Bridget. Continues to slay. Bridget slays again and again. This is a Bridget fan stream. What's it about, Veronica? I'm thinking of ending things. I cannot believe they made that horrible movie. If you like the movie, that's so fine. But it was strange. It was very strange. / negative. It was too strange. The movie was not good. I think the problem is I feel like the first hour of that movie, Phoebe can tell you, I was like, my jaw was dropped. I was like, this is going to be so fucking good. This is exactly how strange the book is.
No, that's how I felt also.
Yeah.
It was super compelling, and then it became nothing.
Yeah. Like, it was just really strange. And / positive, like, it was really, I don't know, it was really interesting. And then it just keeps getting weirder and weirder. Like, / negative for sure. And I was like, okay. It was me, especially at it's essentially like man goes on journey, learns about life, but God overtones. Interesting. LOL, following since 5 minutes ago. Let's see. Okay, and then the return. I'm just writing all the titles right now so that I don't have to keep picking up my... This is Veronica hates the Alchemist final fucking straw. What a weird... Why would you show up to someone's stream new and then be like, I'm just going to say really strange cryptid things? That'll make me so popular and everyone will like me and I'll get so much attention. I don't know, like... But the other thing is I don't like to ban people as soon as they say something strange as their first thing, because some people just like haven't picked up the vibe yet. And then once they do, they're like, oh, I've misunderstood the vibe. Now I'm understanding the vibe. Trying to be cool and mysterious. So true, bestie. You're not cool and mysterious. Okay. Hello, Rye. Thank you so much. Right. Some people are just awkward. Rosie Pants, thank you so much. But I question anyone who follows and recommends The Alchemist. Listen, remember a few days ago when we almost banned Robert for putting a banana in stream? Robert has changed my opinion on all first-time chatters now. Because Robert was like, sorry, I just love bananas and the Muppets. And then Robert was the main character for a few minutes. I hope they're having the best day. Robert was wielding that banana wildly. And they perfectly found their chat. They were like, oh no, I've done something. And then they were like, justice for the banana. And they get it. Oh, you're fine, Rye. You're perfect. I don't trust people who compare any book to the Bible. Do you mean negative? Do you mean horror? The Bible's scary. The help I just like bananas killed me. Hello, Rhonosaurus. Welcome. Rhonosaurus, I don't know if we've seen you since then, but thank you for our blankets and our stickers that you sent to our P.O. box. That was so sweet. We're working on my reading journal if you're just tuning in. Oh my god, tender is the flesh. Tender is the flex? Somebody write that book. The Bible's actually a thriller. Tender is the flesh is the next one I wrote. I said wrote again. Why do I keep saying I'm writing these books? I'm not. I would never write Tender is the flesh. I am putting it in here though, even though it's gonna get... Hey, Beeper's bullying me. I am manifesting. If I wrote a book, would you guys read it? Tinder is the flex. Like, yes, Miss Nora Roberts. Beeper's over there bullying me, not making me breakfast or a fun little drink.
What fun little drink do you want?
I already had a dirty chai, but
So then it seems like maybe you were just complaining.
maybe I want another one. I'm trying to decide. But I don't have any more coffee ice cubes. I already used all my coffee ice cubes today. Book number 9 was Verity. Squirrel Girl, I'm so glad you're here. Squirrel Girl, incredible. Have Beep narrate the audiobook of the book that I write. If I wrote fiction, I don't know what I'd write. I didn't know jail was an option. They never do. The B in Beeper stands for bully. We won't talk about Verity then if you're reading it, Toots, but I'm when you're done with it, message me. Thank you so much for the bits. Appreciate it. Verity. How do you spell Verity? I have no doubt you write the most disturbing horror imaginable. I don't think I would. I love consuming horror content. I don't think I could put it out there. I don't know how to live on the outside anymore. Jail has changed me. The E in Beeper stands for enemy. Did I spell it right? I sure did not yet. Please remember to take your chat meds. I said it in the order I wanted to. Thanks for the hype train. The other E also stands for enemy. Take your chat meds. Oh my so god. Welcome everyone. It's egg. The P in Beeper stands for P. I love everyone here. I love all my silly children who just sit here and cause chaos while I do my book homework. I am still having dreams that I secretly didn't graduate college because that was I secretly have a project due. I won a little contest in 8th grade for a horror short story I wrote. What does the t-shirt say? I'm the scariest 8th grader this side of the Mississippi?
Anytime Victoria says something, it further confirms for me that she is, and I mean this only / positive, Ocean from...
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Victoria, have you listened to Ride the Cyclone yet?
But, if Ocean was nice.
Yeah. Well, Ocean is nice at the end.
Yeah.
Victoria's the school president, for sure.
Yeah.
Ugh, Gone to See the Riverman was next. Boo! Boo's in the chat for Gone to See the Riverman. Awful book. You know what? I will say, Gone to See the Riverman, I do think about it probably every other day. Because of something terrible that was phrased in the book. Different thing. Sorry, not one specific thing. I'll see something and I'll be like, this is that horrible paragraph in Gone to See the Riverman.
That's so mean.
You know what? Is that not what horror's trying to do sometimes? I'll give it to them. That's why it has 1.5 stars instead of just 1. Because it did stick with me. It's memorable. That's for sure. Gone to See the Riverman. If you've read Gone to See the Riverman, I'm sorry you wasted 200 pages of your life. If you haven't read it, the most interesting and best part of it, in my opinion, that I wish the whole book was about, is that there's a character who's only in maybe ooh, I can do that in a second, Condolor. Hold on, let me finish writing all these titles down so I don't have to keep looking at my little seed, and then Dark Matter is all that's left. Okay, cool. What was I saying? Oh, there's a character who is not the Riverman, who is also not the main character, who is just like walking by the river, and like the way that he's described, they call him like the deacon, I think, or the preacher maybe. And he is described creepily / like interesting. It was the only part that like kept me up at night. The way that he was described, I was like, I'm gonna see him in the corner of my bedroom. I'm so scared right now. And then he's never really brought up again. And I was like, why didn't you write a whole book about him? And not the incredibly racist book you decided to write instead. Some authors will be like, can't wait to write horror, and it's just misogyny and racism. And I'm like, that's not escapism, baby. That's just where we live. I want escapism. Dark Matter is about multiverses. So, like, where's that? A little bit of spice, please. The real horror is reality. What if you wrote a good book instead? Have you considered writing a good book? I could never be an author because I don't ever want to read negative reviews. I already don't like reading one mean TikTok comment, and it sends me into a spiral for days. So, no thank you. I don't want that for me. That's not a journey I'll be going on. Our friend Abby wrote a book. I don't know how much money she makes from it. I keep meaning to buy it, and I just haven't. It's just about, like, being, like, comfortable in your own skin, essentially. Automod hates Big Lizard. The lizards are going to hate this announcement. Thanks for the hype train, everyone. Okay, are we ready to hear what differentiates all of the numbers? I have to look at them. Okay, a 1-star book. Who did I give 1 star? Is it Gone to See the Riverman? It sure is. I lied. I gave it 1 star instead of 1.5. Okay. And I'll tell you why. The reason it's because I would honestly never give something 0 stars, mostly because then I don't get to fill out the little stars. So you get 1 star for being a book. Great job. I really should have given it 1.5 now that I'm looking at it, but it's fine. This stream is pro Bridget and anti Gone to See the Riverman. I thought you were gonna say Gone Girl, and I was gonna be like, do you hate Gone Girl? I love Bridget. One day I'll be friends with her. Maybe next Christmas she'll come to my dinner party. Okay. 1.5. I don't think I've given anything 1.5. I would say 1.5 means you were a book. Okay, good job on being a book that had a beginning, middle, and end. And then secondly, there's at least like one thing that I found interesting. So the reason I probably should have done 1.5 for Gone to See the Riverman is because of the dark priest deacon fella. He kept me up at night, and he was described really well. House of Leaves, I've started it so many times. 1 point for your name on your paper, truly. I've started House of Leaves so many times, and every time I'm like, this is so compelling and so interesting. And then once I get to the part where you really have to start doing like puzzles, I'm out. Do you hear my tummy? I'm out because I'm like, this is too complicated. And I wish I was smart enough to get it. I wish I was. I'm not. Yeah, Storygraph is the only one that lets me do like 1.5 stars or anything at all. I know House of Leaves is good. I have it. I'm gonna read it all the way through eventually. And it's also stuck with me. It's like very creepy in like a really fun way, but it's also very like sci-fi. I don't know. It's like right now, like where I'm at in House of Leaves, when I started reading it, this was over a year ago. I can tell you exactly where I am in the book. I don't remember anyone's name, though. Look at this fucked up book. No, it's literally, it's like, I just want to read a book and like read it, and it's information, and I take it in, and it's a story, and then it's over. And House of Leaves, while it's incredibly compelling and interesting, it's so much work. It's so much work to be like, okay, now let's go pick out every capitalized letter in this entire page, like you have to have a little notebook with you to read that book to figure out the puzzles. And that's really cool. It's really cool. That guy who wrote it, big brain. Me, small brain. / positive, but that's too much work for me. Okay. Anyway, back to the incredible rating system that I make up every day. I would say a 2 is like I liked one character. I cared about one character. House of Leaves for Dummies. That's exactly what I want. Mr. Applesauce. Dr. Applesauce, that's exactly what I want. Is like a deep dive video on it. Listen. People are so mean on TikTok. Sir Applesauce. 2.5 is like I was really into it for a bit, but I kind of like either I felt like I lost interest or you lost interest in the book being interesting. But, you know, there were some like compelling sections. Like I did want to finish the book, even if it was because I wanted to say that I finished it. 3 is like, this was average. This is not memorable. It was good. Nothing special about it. Nothing that'll like make me think about it anytime after I'm done with it. 3.5 is like, it was good. There's a couple characters I really care about. There was like one twist or one scene where I was like, hey, I did not know that was going to happen. That was cool. Or like, this was really well described. Or there's something about it that might stick with me. 4 is this is a really good book. I will recommend it to people. I overall enjoyed it. There are some things I might want to change. Maybe there are some questions left unanswered, but I'm into it. 4.5 is like, it was almost a 5, but there's like one thing I would change about it. Or like one thing that I didn't like the way it happened. Or like I really didn't like the main character, but I liked everyone else. Something like that. And then 5 is it's perfect. There's nothing I would change. I recommend it to everyone. It's incredible. That's my impeccable rating system. It's perfect. I won't be taking any notes because there's no need to give me any when it's perfect. So thank you. That'll be all. Nice. Okay. Now that I've gotten all the books written down, let's write all the authors down. Okay, can you now illustrate your rating system in your journal? I will not. And you can't make me. Stephen King is the writer of Everything's Eventual. Hey, I love that there's hard rating rules. Hey, now I can say that they're hard. They're pretty soft, actually. They're kind of made of slime. So it's like, you know. But I feel like you finish a book and you're like, that was a 3. You know what I mean? You're like, they're a 3. It's a gooey rule. Classic. Slime rules. You know, the same rules that you have with slime. Okay, I lied. I still have to use my thing to find everyone's author because it's already here. I don't have to Google it. Love a slimy rule. Okay, Taylor Jenkins Reid. Perfect. Stay right there.
It's giving cervical mucus.
It is cervical mucus rules. So true. Taylor Jenkins. Do y'all hear that fucking train? Where is there a train? I hear it all the time, and I have no idea where there's a train. Hey, you're making a lot of noises over there.
Smack, smack.
No.
Crumple, rumple.
No crumple rumpling.
Noises.
Don't noises me. Okay, Alexis Henderson wrote Year of the Witching. Is it Choo Choo Charles? It's the hype train. You guys caught me. I ordered a real train this time. It'll be here any minute to help us celebrate.
Alexis Henderson. Now, most people, when they get a reading journal, they just start on whatever book they've read. I'm doing the whole year because I want to, because I love to give myself homework when I should be cleaning the house. Ian Reed wrote I'm Thinking of Ending Things, but his name is spelled I-A-I-N, which I have never seen.
It's like the Irish spelling, right?
Is it?
I think so.
Did I say Ian Reed? To celebrate the hype train, I bought y'all a real life train. Not to brag, but I actually have train money. What do you have? Oh. Uber money? Interesting. Not me. I bought a whole train. Good luck. Oh no, did I skip one? Oh no, I didn't. Rachel Harrison wrote The Return, which I really liked. Ian is the Scottish Gaelic spelling. What the fuck did I just say her name was? Rachel Harrison? It is. That's a good name. I mean, it's, easy to spell. All names are good, but I do like easy to spell ones because I don't have to click back into my thing as much. Not to be autism stereotype on Maine, but trains rule. You're so right. A conductor has being Amazon overnighted to you. Hello, Snow Day Part 3. Love that. Rachel Harrison. Rachel Harrison. Thanks for your book. I read it. It was nice. Okay, Sarah Foster wrote the next one. Hidden Hours. It was all right. I gave it a 3. I would say it was it was fine. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It was entertaining enough. It's like a movie you put on in the background. Oh boy. I'm using the Magic in Books. It actually might still be. Hell yeah. Oh my god, I missed it. Okay. Augustina. Now this one I'm really gonna have to need. So Tender as the Flesh was in Spanish, I think, at first. It's from Argentina. That's Spanish, right? So it's translated. So now if you want to read it, there's just read the Does the Dog Die? Because it's a really... The reason I gave it 2 stars is not because it wasn't compelling. It is compelling. It's gross. It's a gross book. So that's why I gave it 2 stars. Now, as far as the idea and the thought, all of it, I think it was very much not an American approach to that story. That's so funny that you say that because, I feel like it's, most likely to happen. It's extremely disturbing. I'm wading through it right now, and it's pretty dang gross. Yeah. There are other reasons why I gave it 2 stars, but I won't discuss them in case anybody does want to read it. It's not one that I would be like, you're wasting your time reading it. Gone with the Riverman? Boo. I'm telling everyone not to read it. If Gone to See the Riverman has one hater, it's me. If it has no haters, I'm dead. There's only one other book that I hate that much, and it's called The Girl Next Door. And it was awful. I read it on our honeymoon. Oh my god. Don't read it. Okay, hold on. I can't look while I write down this person's name because it is not a name that I know. Hold on. Hold on, I'll be right back. Hold on, there's so many letters. Okay, perfect. Whew. Oh, thank you, Seven. It's a 5-star for me because I just loved how it was written. That's me with I'm Thinking of Ending Things. And people will be like, I'm so sorry. I didn't like it. And I'm like, oh, it is so fair that you didn't like it. It's a weird book. But I loved it. I'll probably read it again next year. I really liked it. I need to figure out a way to do, point system stars on my little stories. Oh, hell yeah, they have stickers. Oh, very fair not to enjoy. Drake's not here right now, but I think Drake also read Tender as the Flesh. I also, if you follow Room 334 on TikTok, she does a lot of fashion, like mid-size, plus-size fashion content, but she also just created like a one specific for her reading, which she read. First of all, if you're on Book Talk, then you'll probably already know this, but people who are on Book Talk, there's people who are like, I'm not kidding. They'll be like, I read 360 books this year. These are my top 20. And I'll be like, there's only 365 days in a year. So like, how'd you read that many books? What do you do? Cliff by the Cerulean Sea, Shelley just read that. And said it was really good. It's on my list. Also, Lemon sells it at their shop, so I'll probably buy it from them whenever I'm ready to read it. I've read 6 books this year. That's true. Shelley does listen to audiobooks, and I think that's how she gets through a lot of them. But Room 334, who I'm now realizing I don't know her actual name. I always call her by her username. She is always holding up physical books that she's bought and or gotten from her library. The amount of books people on Book Talk say they read is insane. And they have to be telling the truth, right? Because they're giving you their opinion on all of them. I already forgot how to spell this person's name. I think I've done 42, which is the most I can imagine fitting in. My goal is always to read more than the year before. So last year, my goal was to read basically any books at all. And I think I read 3. Hold on. It's like as soon as I close this, I can't remember what letters I just looked at. I commute an hour every day and listen to audiobooks. I still only made it through 15. Do you listen to them on double speed? Okay, hang on. This is Hidden Pictures. It's by Jason Rekulak? I don't know where his last name comes from, so I don't know where the emphasis should be. Rekulak? I'm not sure. Hidden Pictures was so good, and did you guys know it's only his 2nd book? I like horror, basically exclusively. Oh my god. Gone to see The Riverman. Boo. Can't wait to rip a new one on this page. Very excited for that. I think after I'm done writing everyone's name, I'm going to go to the bathroom and get a little snacky, and then we'll fill everything out together. So I'll probably do like a talk/dissection on all these books I'm reading. And I think what I'll do is pin a comment that says like, this is the book we're currently discussing. Like I'll let you know when we're done so that people who don't want spoilers can mute. Does that make sense? Read 12 books this month? Miranda, don't forget to take little snack breaks. Oh my so god. I'm at 60 right now, and I wanted to be unhinged and get to 75 before January and just focus on novellas and poetry since they're shorter. I read the equivalent of at least 200 books this year. Socially inept? Every day you become my enemy. I'm not voting for you for class president. You're already the president of every organization. The HarperCollins Union is on strike for 30 days and asking people to hold posting reviews of all HC imprint books so your words can be used to market. Ooh. I don't know what any of that means. I get all my books from the library. But thank you. So if anyone knows, HarperCollins Union is on strike to hold posting reviews. Vote for me for class president. I will ban homework. Thank you, Josie. HarperCollins is the 2nd largest publisher in the U.S. Oh my, so god. I didn't know that. Penguin is the only one I know. And I'm not joking. That wasn't snide. The Penguin books are the only ones I ever think of as a publisher. Our union has been on strike for 30 days and counting. Hell yeah. Don't post reviews. I can do that. That's easy. I didn't know that. That's interesting because I'm on Book Talk and no one's talking about it. I also picked up audiobooks this month and that changed the game for me. Hey, you know what's great for writing reviews where you don't have to ruin the strike is a little reading journal. There's a chart that will show you which publishers are HarperCollins owns. Interesting. Can somebody put it in chat? Can a mod put it in chat, I guess? Oh my god, hold on, I forgot. Here's Dark Matter. By Blake Crouch. I had no idea. We love unions. This is a pro-union stream. Let me see if I can find it and then I can send it to a mod. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. This is the perfect time to do it because I'm about to go to the bathroom. Perfect. I read like 3.5 books this year and I'm really proud of that. I love reading, but ADHD makes it hard. Yeah. Veronica, are you trying to dox people in chat? It could also be, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like unions don't have to be for one specific place of employment, right? So like you could have a union that represents like the Actors Guild represents all actors despite what project they're working on if they're in the union. So it could be like they have the same union. I have to pee. I thought that was the energy about the union. I don't know. I do have to pee though, so I'll be right back. Sometimes they are and sometimes they're not workplace specific. Please don't listen to my talking. No, you're fine, Veronica. I was just giving you a hard time. I will be right back. Josie is in charge telling you about the stuff that you're not supposed to do to support the strike. Oh my god. What did I just do? I hope I didn't end stream. Am I still streaming? We'll see. I have to go. Okay, hello. Okay, Josie, I'm gonna copy what you said. And put it into a Nightbot command. Copy. Add command. And then after I get, after I get, the link, I'll also include that. Hold on, I'm chewing my snack. Oh, 7's already on it. Nice. I did exclamation point HC. As an applesauce myself. I love it here. They do need to make Go-Go Squeezes bigger. The real issues are not making minimum wage. Not increasing minimum wage, but how big the Go-Go package are. Y'all know what I meant. Also, that was a joke. I'd like to be clear. The HC one is good for the specific situation. Okay, well, you can do exclamation point publishers or exclamation point HC. And they will both tell you information that Josie has given us. This just in on my teeny tiny microphone made of meat. We did not know, but there's a strike going on. This is how you can support Go-Go Squeeze Fries. Sorry, I'm on a meat stick break. Are you a man or are you an applesauce? So true. Thank you, Josie, for all your hard work. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing things that we didn't know. That's bonkers. Yeah, I haven't seen anything about it on TikTok. Which is rude. HB in social media, the author of Babel, was at our rally Friday and read from the book. Nice, of course. Thanks, Sparrow. Nice. Cool, Josie. If you don't have to, but if you want to join the Discord, you can also share like the other resources, probably in the book channel, or if you want to just message it to us, we can share it in the book channel. Because again, I had no idea. Okay, back to this. Thurston completely missed the point of Babel, was offended by it. No, I have no idea what it's about, to be clear. Oh, I wish I had cotton candy grapes. I do, but they're not clean and I don't want to wash them. My husband's supposed to wash them, but he's in microwave.
Trying to bully me?
Mm-hmm. What are you watching?
I'm making a TikTok about this stuff.
Okay. All right. Everything's eventual. Genre? I think I have to Google the genres. Because I want to be specific. Oh, I don't know my start and finish dates. We'll find out. I think I've got them on my Goodreads. Can I get to my Goodreads on here? I think so. Ha ha ha. Oh my so god. Sign in. Fuck, I don't know if I remember this at all. Hold on. Let's see if it'll let me sign in. Well, like I said, would be nice if I can have my money. I know not everybody has got a body like you. Keep me signed in, please. All Okay. What do we think my password is? Let's hope I saved it. What are the chances? They're very slim. The chances are slim. I did not write it down. Okay. Let's try this one. Okay, one more try. There we go. Okay, let me write it down. Nice. Works for Harper, and she mysteriously stopped answering our emails halfway through the semester, and that's when we realized it was because of the strike. Interesting. Deceased reviews on HP books. You can still buy and read as you please. Yeah, so they don't want you to leave reviews. Sure, you can be my friend. People can't steal my information from Goodreads because it's just the books I read. Okay, so here's me. Let me share the screen. That's what I'm currently reading. Here's Red. Now, I'll let you know, my Red, some of it's a lie. Not any of the ones from this year. But, like, Perks of Being a Wallflower, I don't remember reading it. I just, like, it made me rate things in order to even finish making a Goodreads. They still want the authors of the books to be supported, just not the publishers. I rated Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. I didn't read that. That didn't happen. All right. So I didn't start this. So I didn't read it all from March to August. So most of these books I've read since August. Which makes sense because that's when I got my library card. They want to put pressure on the publisher and not harm the authors. I love it here. I love all you guys. Okay, so if I click on Stephen King, does it tell me? Or if I click on this book, I mean. So it'll tell me multiple genres that it's in. It looks like. So that's kind of nice. I think I'm going to put everything else in pencil. Because right now I've just got the title and the thing in. When you leave public reviews, the marketing teams can use that to promote the book, aka doing work that a lot of the entry-level employees that aren't there do at the moment. Thank you, Josie. Again, you're incredible. You're a star. Okay. Genre, horror, obviously. Duh. It's got to be mostly for people who leave them on, Goodreads and Storygraph and I think Google and Amazon. But if you have a reading journal, you can put your reviews in your tiny, tiny book. Because the publisher does not, the publisher doesn't have access to your little book. Okay. So the genre, I'm going to do horror. Let's do short story, which I didn't realize. I thought genre was always like, no, I guess I did know that because poetry is its own genre. I always think of genre as like the vibe, and short story isn't a vibe. It's like a type. Short stories. Let's do the top 3. Oh, I'm not putting fiction. Fiction's not a genre. I mean, it is, but like, that's not enough for me. Let's do fantasy. Actually, no. I don't have any room, so we won't do that. I'm gonna say that my starting day. Hey, how do I go back? How do I go back? No, that's not what I wanted. Aw, dadgummit. That was too much. Okay, my books. I want red. Oh my so god, this is difficult. Just felt like 7 Brandon Sanderson good for my partner for Christmas gifts. Listen, a book is a good Christmas gift. Especially if they have a Goodreads or something. Listen. Everyone say thank you to Josie. I'm just going to say my start date was the beginning of the year because I really don't remember. I'm going to write the full thing, I think. January 1st, 2022. I really like to write out dates instead of like date, like the numbers if I can. Because I think it looks prettier. I can force my friends to use the library to read hidden pictures sooner if I just buy it for them for Christmas. Some hidden pictures. It was really good, but it's mostly that I want to talk to people after they read it. And that's all I'm going to say. I don't want to give it away for anyone who hasn't read it. I'm just writing the dates for Everything's Eventual, and then I'll make a little, like, pinned thing about it. I cannot read more than one book at a time. People who can do that, y'all are braver than me. Because I certainly could not keep up. I know that I can't. Okay. Nice. Okay. Hidden Pictures is really good. This is what we're working with so far. Cute, right? I think... So it says format, physical book, ebook, or audiobook. I think you're supposed to circle it, but I think I want to highlight it. Good morning, Moonstone. I have to have another book starter before I finish one because the book hangover is real. Oh, I could never. I couldn't keep up. How do I get this little... If I go like this, you can't even see my little blemish. I always have like 3 on the go, but it's usually like 1 audiobook, 1 collection of essays, and 1 long-form physical book. I can't keep up with that many things. What color should I do it as? Should I do it as the same color as the one that I gave it? Because I gave it a 3. Or should I just always do it in... Let's just always do it in this baby pink. I'm thinking. Because I don't have baby pink for anything. I was strongly a 1 book at a time person. Now I have them separated by medium, so I usually have ebook, physical, and audio. It's a good strategy. It is. It is a good strategy. All of these are going to be physical books, so I'm just going to go through and highlight all of them. Because why not? Why not? Take a crazy chance. Should we do a poll on what people like to, how people like to consume books? I can only do multiple books if one is fiction and the other is nonfiction. I've never been interested in almost any nonfiction. I've done a couple of biographies by actors that I liked at the time. And I think that's it. Because I've never been, like, interested in... I don't know, like, what's your favorite nonfiction book? I can do a fanfic and a novel. Same, but that's it. And that's it. You can fill out tropes characters, pages, and then your review. Now, I don't know. Can there be tropes in short stories? The trope is that it's scary. Oh, true crime. I guess that's true. I can't even read similar genres back to back. I have to switch it up or my brain gets confused. Interesting. Can you watch similar movies back to back? Or like similar shows, I guess is probably a better comparison. Now, I'm going to leave tropes and characters blank because this was a bunch of short stories and they were all different. I just realized true crime is true. This year my top two were None of the Above by Travis Alabanza and I'm Glad My Mom Died. Oh, I really want to read I'm Glad My Mom Died. In March that I haven't finished, but I read other books in between. Does it count that you're reading multiple? Do you remember what's going on in the one from March? That makes sense, Miranda Blue. I get recommended, like, No Good Indians and, like, White Fragility a lot. Give yourself breaks while reading I'm Glad My Mom Died. My uni sent me a science book, a sci-fi book because it's related to my upcoming module, but no other materials. They just want you to read the book. They're like, we heard that you need to read this. We heard you haven't read it. Have you considered reading it? Pages 605. Okay, I'm not super discussing this one because it's just a bunch of short stories. I don't have a lot to say. Some of them were good, some of them were bad. And then how many stars did I give it? 3? Yeah. 3, which means it's green. It was fine. They said all you need, this is all you need for your robotics and AI module. Here you go. That's it. And that's all you need for sure. Don't worry about one other thing. Now, I've just realized this is going to be really hard to do it the way I've just started doing it already. I've tried coloring in this star with the color that I've assigned to 3 stars, and it kind of looks stupid. It doesn't look good. Maybe if I just kind of like loosely, because it doesn't super matter if it's perfect. That's fine. Is it a book about robots at least? That's true. What's the book about? Is it fiction? Or is it, did you already say? A sci-fi, yeah, science fiction. That's so interesting. What a choice. There is, yeah, if you do, someone made a command. It's iRobot. Have you seen the movie? Just watch the movie. It's really good. Thank you, 7. Thank you, Bear. Okay, hold on. I'm just writing a quick little review on this one because I don't remember a ton about it. Fine overall, not super memorable. Definitely ableist language. Now, do I remember it? No, but it's Stephen King pre-2008, so I'm going to say, yeah. I'm going to say it's a safe bet that there's some stuff in there. I don't think I understand tropes. There's also a show for iRobot. I did not know that. Yeah, I didn't know there was an iRobot show. I've seen the movie a lot. It's got Will Smith in it. It's really good. I made Phoebe watch it this year at some point. February, maybe? Because they hadn't seen it, maybe ever, but for sure in a long time. There might not be, but I'm sure someone said there was a show. Interesting. I mean, like I said, it's a good movie. I can't believe it's only 9:30. Holy poop. That's crazy. Okay, next we've got 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. So here's my plan. I'm going to make a pinned comment that says this is what we're discussing. Seven Husbands of Evelyn. Mute if you do not want spoilers. Oh my so god, what did I just do? Okay, and then pin. Okay. I'm also going to give it a few minutes. Can you see the pinned message? What does it look like? I bet I can look on mine. Oh, okay. So it looks like you can read it. For me, it says discussion. Husband, which is enough. If you click on it, I think it shows everything. Okay. Evelyn Hugo. Man, I wish I had 7 husbands. 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. It's really good. I gave it... Oh my god, did I not put it in here? I must have. I read it. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I gave it a 4. It's really good. It makes me more interested in reading. I expect when it's read this. Okay, cool. We're discussing 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. So if you don't want spoilers, leave for a second or mute it and then come back. I pinned it as the thing so nobody can be mad at me. Okay. 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, I gave a 4. The reason that I really fucking love this book is because I had no idea it was going to be gay. No idea. No idea it was going to be gay. So that was amazing. And then secondly, there's like a twist that I don't want to like super say, but I thought it, and then I was like, no, because like surely they would have mentioned it by now, and then they didn't. And that was the twist. Basically what happens is this main character is a writer, and Evelyn Hugo, who's like the Marilyn Monroe type character, who is like 90 something, has asked this like nobody writer who writes for a magazine to come and write her, like ghostwrite her biography. So she gets like the entire story of all 7 of Evelyn Hugo's husbands. She's had 7 husbands. Some of them were abusive. I really thought that it had like really good themes of, first of all, like being queer in the 50s, 60s, whenever Evelyn is the twist that she has 8 husbands. It's not. Well, it kind of is. It kind of is, except her husband is a wife. So, you know, I really, I like have had a miscarriage, and there's like a lie that Evelyn Hugo says where she like lies about having a miscarriage, because she is trying to like garner sympathy essentially. So I didn't love that. It was fine, like it wasn't like triggering. But I was like, that's a little shitty. Wife, husband, sometimes you have to have both. It was really interesting. It was really compelling. I read it all in like, I don't know, maybe 5 days, which I know for some people is not very fast, but for me it's pretty fast because I usually spend like a couple of weeks reading a book. Let's see. Yeah, I read it in 4 days. Again, I feel like the twist I called, so I wasn't that like stressed out about it, or not stressed out, but like surprised by it. That's the other reason I think I only gave it 4 instead of 5. But it was still like it was still a really good twist. It was like something I thought of pretty quickly. Not to brag. But overall, like, it was really good. Okay, nice. So before I take down the pen, I'm going to write down my actual review, and then together I can do, like, the genre and start and finish everything with everyone. So I'm going to say loved. Had nothing spoiled beforehand. I also honestly, y'all know me. I'm Miss Piggy, right? I genuinely love when they have like a girly pop who is a main character and who knows that she's the main character and who knows that she's sexy, and people will be like, she's a bitch, but she's just like protecting herself and protecting her money. She's just powerful. Like she is kind of a bitch, but like not like, I don't know. Like the what she does, the other big spoiler, again, we're talking about Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. So if you don't want to be here, please mute. The other big spoiler is that essentially she talks about how like her fake husband, who is actually a gay man, who's like, she's like his beard, has almost died in a car accident with his lover, and because he was drunk driving, and she swoops the body so that it looks like the lover was driving, and so people are like, oh, he was a drunk, but he actually wasn't the one driving, it was her friend. And she was like, that's dirty, that guy could have killed someone. He did kill someone because he was drunk driving. He killed the passenger. So like now everybody thinks that passenger is like a drunk driver when it was actually her friend who like makes it out of the accident alive. And that is dirty. And like, I don't think Evelyn's supposed to be like a good person, but I don't think she's like a downright evil person. And like, I love that. My complaints are that I'm pretty sure, and I could be wrong, that Taylor Jenkins Reid is white. Hang on. Let me look. Oh my God, bro, get out of my way. I want to know what she looks like. Age 39 years. Let's see. This doesn't tell me anything. I'm pretty sure that she's white, at least not black. And the main character of, like, the person who's, like, point of view we're reading from in Evelyn Hugo is, like, biracial girl. And, like, I know that I've seen people of color complain about when white women write about girls who are half black, but they're not half black. So, like, there was a couple of, like, phrases where I was like, can you know what that's like? And obviously, like, you can't know what something is like all the time, but, like, I don't know, that was, like, one of my complaints. And then secondly, like, the black man in the story is like kind of the one who gets villainized, but also ends up like being redeemed in the end because you find out the truth, because he's the passenger that got swip swapped to be like a drunk driver. And I don't love that like the only like person of color that's like really mentioned is barely mentioned. And like I'm white, so like take that into consideration. But yeah. Otherwise, I mean, I really enjoyed it. I cried a lot. It's like the love between like the two lesbian main characters is like, I think really beautiful, really well described. Not perfect by any means. Very like realistic. They have a lot of communication skills, and a lot of that probably comes with being like secretly in the closet queer when you're, you know, in the 60s. But yeah, overall really good. Overall really good. Okay, hang on, let me finish this and then I'll unpin the comment. Had nothing spoiled beforehand, which I think helped. Let's see. Loved the queer representation and a few twists which I saw coming, but not too much. Okay, cool. I'm unpinning this. Cool. Hey, I can't spell husbands. Oh my, so good. This is the one I want to pin. There we go. Nice. Cool. I am still like on Seven Husbands technically because I'm just writing my dates and stuff, but I'm not like discussing it. I've never read The Color Purple. I've seen the movie. Phoebe's never seen the movie though, which is spicy because I think we had to watch it, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure we had to watch it in like one of my classes. Now, I'm from the South, and I'm sure it wasn't handled well, to be clear. But I am pretty sure we had to watch it for something. Let's see. I finished it March 27th. What genre is it calling itself? I only seen the movie, and the book is apparently spicier. Spicier / positive? Or / stressful. Oh man, I didn't mean to click on her. How do I go back? Oh my god. Goodreads is not a good website. That's for sure. Because you can't go back. I even hit backspace. You can't go back. Gayer? I've only seen the musical. Interesting. I basically only read horror. That's all I read. Nice. Okay, fiction. Historical fiction. I guess it's historical fiction. I do have Storygraph. I have both. If you just look at my name. Do you have it open in your regular browser or did it open from OBS? Oh, it opened. Oh. It did open from OBS. How can I find the regular? How does that mean, though? Never, never, opens in the OBS but that doesn't have a back button. Interesting. I never knew that. I mean, it's fine. I don't care enough to reopen it differently, but it is annoying. Historical fiction. Love. And then what other genre should we give it? Actually, I know exactly. I just won't say it out loud. Perfect. And then I gave it 4 stars, which means, where's my little thing? It gets orange. We love to see. No, but it's not at the top of my regular browser. It's like only in its own thing. It's hard to explain. But that's okay. It's fine. I'm brave. I'm brave, so it's fine. Thank you, though. Nice. 4 stars. What tropes? It's 389 pages. It also wants me to list the characters, which I don't really want to do. But I do love to fill out homework. I do use Storygraph. I should just add it to my... Did I say Storyograph? Storygraph.com. Nope. That's not a thing. It's okay. You're perfect, 7. Storygraph. The Storygraph is what it's at. Sign in. I really don't know why it doesn't remember me every time I do this. Oh, my so good. That's my password for sure. Nope, it's not my email though, so that'll do it. What? Is that really not my password? Oh my god, I wish I could do the thing where I could see it. Hey! Thanks. Hold on. Okay. Why doesn't it remember me? Why don't you just simply remember me? You can't, so you can transfer Storygraph. People really like Storygraph, and I have one, and I put both things everywhere. I feel like it's so hard to write a review on Storygraph. I'm so sorry. I feel like it's so hard. I can't figure it out. Because, like, let me show you how it looks in Goodreads. On the app, which is obviously what I actually use. So, like, let's say that I finish a book. So I can go to my profile. No, that is so true. This is the book I already read, but, like, I can change it to read. And then right here, it says write a review. This one says edit your review. Oh, you can't see it. This one says edit your review because I've already written a review for it. But, like, I cannot figure out how to write a review on Storygraph. And that's, like, the whole point of having it, in my opinion. Oh, I don't use anything on dark mode. So it could have a dark mode, I wouldn't know. Also, like, I opened Storygraph. What is this? This is recommendations. Why did I open it to recommendations? I don't want to open it to recommendations. It doesn't. I tried. Oh, I have to sign in. Sorry. Hold on. Why did it forget my stuff? Okay, let's do forgot your password. Oh my god, did you call me baby, baby? Is that okay? Oh my so god, no, I don't know anyone who has a job, but that is so stressful, Mollusk, by the way. Writing a review takes more time than Goodreads. And that's not what I want. I'm being quick. You know? Okay, hold on. I'm changing my password so everyone can have me on Storygraph. Ooh. Once again, my chair is falling down. I'm staying home job searching and protest. Good for you. Okay. Finally, geez Louise. Yes, please save it. Okay. Perfect. I'm going to add it to the Goodreads command. Cool. If you do exclamation point Goodreads, it'll give you Goodreads and Storygraph now. But Storygraph is... Let me just open Goodreads while I'm here, so I can close out the weird little thing that I have. Nice. Okay. This is what I want. So when I finish a book... Hey, why is my birthday wrong? That's not my birthday. I mean, it's fine, but that's weird. Anyway. Let's do To Kill a Mockingbird, because it doesn't matter. Let's do it as want to read. I'm changing where it is. Okay. So want to read, and then let's say I read it. Boom. For fun. Yeah, I guess. Oh, do you mean on here? Add to update my feed. I can also uncheck it if I don't want anyone to see that I'm doing this right now. That's amazing. Storygraph. Let's find another one to, like, say that we read for the first time. Oh my god. First of all, how do I get to all the things that I've read? You all read recently? Okay, nice. Let's do Carrie. Carrie. Let's do it to... Oh, I can't change it. Okay, let's do to read. Read. You finished reading it on... I can set it to today. I just want to log the books I read. Oh, see, then maybe you would like it more. That makes sense. I still don't know how I add a review. I can do see all reviews. Yeah, I don't know. This is stats. So it says I've read 7, which is interesting because I have read more than 7. So I don't know which ones it's missing. Oh, it's because I didn't go back in Goodreads or in Storygraph. I just started adding once I started having new things. You've already reviewed Carrie, so it doesn't let you add a second review. Okay, let's do To Kill a Mockingbird, which I've read once. So it's on to read. Let's do read. It's the same thing. View, edit, read history. You've read this book once. Book information. I can do see all reviews. In the same block? Let me go back. Mark is owned by Browse Editions. Oh, way up here? Oh my god, I was never gonna see that. That's a weird place for it. But anyway, like I said, Goodreads, like, it automatically populates. Yeah, it's tiny. Thank God you said that, though, because I literally was never going to notice that. UI problems. I don't know what that means. But anyway, these are it's not very much. Horror, big. Horror's 5. Digital? That's a lie. I haven't read user interface problems. I haven't read any digital books. Yeah, so my stats aren't, but they'll be interesting in a few years, I'm sure. Anyway, all that to say that I personally like Goodreads more, which is why I use it more. I'm going to delete this. But I put it on both because I know people use both. It's so fair that people don't like that Goodreads is by Amazon. That is more than fair. I am confused why my birthday is wrong. Account settings, maybe? Yeah, that's not my birthday. Okay, there we go. Weird. Yes. People say that they really like Storygraph more. I really like the vibes about it more, if that makes sense. Like, the people who are really big Storygraph folks, I really want their recommendations more, if that makes sense. But as far as, like, the app, I feel like Goodreads is easier. You can import your Goodreads list, which is really nice. But yeah, it's pretty nice. It just depends on what you like about different things. Again, I like the Goodreads app more. I really like that Storygraph keeps I keep calling it Storyograph. That Storygraph. Did Passmore set it to a different day to receive a little gift on a random day? Oh, I don't think so. Do you get a gift on Goodreads? What gift could they give me? The gift of everyone knowing what I've read? 32 ratings. My average is 3.94. I did finish my reading goal, which is nice. I also don't know. So, like, on Storygraph, I don't know how, like, okay, here, let me show you again. So, like, if I go home for Goodreads, hold on, it'll show me all of my friends. Look at what all my friends read. That's fun. But on Storygraph, I don't know how to do that. I have notifications. You don't invite the 8 people to buddy read. That's nice. Community? Here we go. That's all I have, though. Oh, less than a minute ago. I can do Seymour. I'm not following anybody yet. See, but I like just being friends with people because then people just find me and then we're both seeing each other. You know? I think it's about what you need. Sorry, I hit the wrong thing. But I really like the graphs a lot. And I like the graphs so much that I just copy and paste everything over from Goodreads to Storygraph every time I do something. Joined Goodreads in 2015. Just signed up for the first time. I don't know how long. Maybe since 2015. Listen, but if you switch over to Storygraph, it'll have all your information. But if you only updated it that one time in 2015, it probably won't. The other thing is Storygraph is like a small business, right? Like it was made by a small creator. I mean, smaller than Amazon. So obviously, like, the Goodreads Amazon one is going to have more, like, resources to, like, do things. Black Woman Made. I think I did know that. What was I doing? Oh, all of my stuff. My books. Red books, please. Yeah, I'm excited to see. I think I'll probably like Storygraph more in, like, 2 years when it actually has more of my information. But right now it doesn't, because it's still new to me. 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is what I was working on. I probably won't fill out the tropes thing. Johnny Got His Gun. It is on my to-read list. Y'all ready for Glove Myth again? Glove Myth, Glove Myth. Okay, where... Here's the character names. So Evelyn Hugo is a character in this book. This is probably also what I'll be doing tomorrow. TBH. I'm literally just filling this out because it's a page for note 1, 2. And then you can listen to One by Metallica because it's based off that book. Really? I didn't know the book was that old. I thought the book was based after the song. And I only know the song because of 10 Things I Hate About You. No, because of Not Another Teen Movie, where they're making fun of 10 Things I Hate About You. I'll just put these 3 characters. They're my favorite ones anyway. The book is from 1939. Listen, I'm glad everybody's joining Storygraph. It's good. Goodreads is better for me because I am not, I don't know. I feel like I'm not tech savvy. But Storygraph, like, the graphs, obviously in the name, are the coolest part. Okay, let's see. Next is Year of the Witching. I probably have to end stream soon because I have so much to do. I love you, baby. We suffer for the graphs. Thanks. Their user interface is terrible. It's not you. I just love the graphs. I mean, I think it'll get better as more people join. So the more people that get on there, you know, that's good. Where'd it go? There it is. Let's see. What genre is Year of the Witching? Fantasy? Horror? We suffer for the graphs. That's what we should put on a t-shirt. Yeah, I like being like friends with people versus like following them. Storygraph also hosts fun challenges. Ooh, that's really fun. I think I'm just gonna put my like dates in for everyone and then call it a day. Oh, I see. Date added and date read. Oh, no. Hold on now. So these are not the dates I actually read them? That can't be right. Because I read this one in 2 days for sure. Oh, yeah, see, it thinks I read the Kindle edition, and I didn't. This is the one that I read. I have been influenced. Oh my god, I can't read. I cannot read. Nice. When I ported from Goodreads to Storygraph, some of the dates were wrong, but I did it years ago. Interesting. I think it's probably me. I think it's probably that I was misreading how to fill it out this whole time. More than likely. I have been influenced. Okay, I'm going to stop hiding this. Because I think I'm just going to do more of this tomorrow. But I have a lot of cleaning to get done because we have Christmas this weekend. But yeah, short stream today. Only 3 hours. Lots of chit-chatting. But if you want to join the Discord, I'll do Discord. We do have like a book discussion channel. It's a lot of fun. Let's see. Oh, Lexi just started streaming. Although I don't want to bother her. I feel like I've rated her the past like 4 times I've rated anyone. That's all right. But yeah, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for another great stream. I will see you tomorrow. Yeah, Beeper's taking a nap for their migraine. So I don't know if he'll be here tomorrow, but I love you. I will see you tomorrow. Have a good day, afternoon, or whatever time it is for you.